come together with a deep sense of gratitude for this moment in history that we all share at our great institution. Congratulations, class of 2022. You have reached the end of a chapter, but
On behalf of the Florida State University Alumni Association, I want to congratulate each of you as you join an extraordinary group of more than 379,000 living FSU alumni on this special day. I'm Scott Wiegand, class of 1990 and chair of the FSU Alumni Association National Board of Directors. It is an immense achievement to graduate from FSU. Your degree is invaluable and enables you to go places you cannot imagine. Use the knowledge and skills you have gained here and apply your unique talents to pursue your dreams and change the world for the better. Rise to meet each challenge with the unconquered spirit of Florida State University. The FSU Alumni Association invites you to find your home in this amazing community of alumni by joining one of our 67 clubs or chapters located across the country, or one of our 8 affinity networks, including the Young Alumni Network. Become a member of the FSU Alumni Association and gain access to networking opportunities, career resources, special events, volunteer opportunities, and so much more. Congratulations and welcome to the FSU alumni family. Go Noles!
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Please be seated. Please be seated. We are happy to have you with us. The ceremony will begin in a couple of minutes. We have two requests. First, when it is time, please stand for the processional, the national anthem, the Pledge of Allegiance, and the recessional. Our second request is that, except for the times when you've been asked to stand, please remain seated throughout the ceremony. Graduates must remain until all degrees have been granted and the recessional is over. If you leave after your graduate has received a degree, it may interfere with others in the audience here to see their graduates. During the conferral of degrees, a professional photographer will photograph each graduate walking across the stage. You will receive proofs of the pictures, but there is no obligation to buy them. And finally, we ask everyone, please, to silence their cell phones. Thank you, and again, we are glad to have you with us.
Good afternoon. I'm Richard McCullough, President of Florida State University, and I welcome you to our spring commencement exercises. Please remain standing for the presentation of colors, the Pledge of Allegiance, and the singing of the national anthem.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Color Guard, you are dismissed. Thank you. The audience may now be seated. I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to the Air Force and the Army ROTC for their contributions to our ceremony today. Carrying the United States flag, Josh Peach. Carrying the state of Florida flag, Zach Capps. Rifle bearers Luke Whitswell and Lauriana Mork. I would also like to thank Rosa Scarlett Reese for leading the national anthem. Scarlett is currently pursuing a Master's of Music degree in voice performance from the College of Music. Thank you again, Scarlett. I also want to thank Joshua Morgan Paul for leading the pledge. Joshua is receiving his Bachelor of Science degree in Management Information Systems and has been in the Marine Corps Reserves for 3 years while simultaneously pursuing his degree at Florida State. After graduation, he plans to return to South Florida and work as a credit analyst. Thank you again, Joshua. We are assembled this afternoon to pay tribute to our graduates who have worked so hard to earn their degrees and who will today embark on new journeys. On behalf of the university and this assembly, I congratulate you and wish you great success. But first, let me take some time to reflect on your remarkable achievements. If you are graduating today with either honors in your major, or as a member of the Garnet and Gold Scholars Society, or if you're graduating cum laude, magna cum laude, summa cum laude, or with a perfect 4-point GPA, would you please stand so we can applaud your accomplishment? Florida State University distinguishes our graduating veterans, active duty personnel, and graduates of our ROTC programs with special red, white, and blue honor cords in recognition of their service to our country. If you are among that elite group, would you please stand so we can thank you for your service to our nation? Thank you. You may be seated. Congratulations to you all. Now I'd like to recognize our special guest on the platform. Please call if I stand your name, as I say your name. Mr. Peter Collins, Chairman of the Florida State University's Board of Trustees. And Mr. Max Alvarez, a member of the Florida State University Board of Trustees. I would also like to recognize the First Lady of Florida State University, my wife, Dr. Jay Vardakar. Joining us by video, our student body president, Ms. Nastasia Janvier, affectionately known as Tazzy, has a word of welcome. Tazzy?
We come together with a deep sense of gratitude for this moment in history that we all share at our great institution. Congratulations, class of 2022. You have reached the end of a chapter, but the beginning of a great era. We are lucky to have been chosen as leaders to embark on this life-changing experience by obtaining our degrees at Florida State University. But more importantly, we remain steadfast at the core pillars Viris, Artis, and Morris: strength, skill, and character. I greet you all with love and deep passion to affirm and reaffirm that our institution is only as great as to how we allow ourselves to cherish and embrace the power of individuality and diversity. We come together today with each person that fills this room. We were all meant to be here. Graduates, you have fought your way through tireless nights, great adversity, but still remain steadfast in your pursuit of obtaining your degree. This degree does not only change your life, but it is symbolic of the dedication, hard work, and perseverance that we all embody. Family and friends, thank you. Your support along the journey cannot be done without this great village. I would be remiss if I did not honor those who could not be here in person in this space with us, but fill this room with high energy and honor as they uplift loved ones and their huge accomplishments. My Seminole family, remember, as you celebrate this great accomplishment, that our greatest fear is not that we are inadequate, it is that we are powerful beyond measures. Regardless of what your story is, it is meant to be shared. And with this world, today we share and celebrate this space with you all and all that you have become throughout this journey. You are powerful, and you determine from this step forward how you use that power to impact the lives around you. Some of us will go off and change the face of healthcare. Others will expand financial literacy in communities of low income. Or maybe you might become a stakeholder in an organization, governmental entity, or space that impact the lives of cities, states, our nation, or this world. Regardless of what you do it well. Do not shrink yourself for the world around you, but remember that our great alma mater has taught us. Here's a song for the men, women, humans bold. Sing with heads held high. And with this, we commit to the unconquered spirit now and forevermore. Congratulations, class of 2022. Go Noles.
Thank you, Tazzy. Tazzy has served as our student body president and is graduating this year, so thank you so much for your amazing service and your friendship. Now I have the distinct pleasure of introducing our commencement speaker, Mr. Peter Collins. Mr. Collins is the current chair of this Florida State University Board of Trustees. He's a co-founder and managing principal of Forge Capital Partners, directing all private equity activities for the company, and serving as the CEO of Forge's real estate private equity fund business. Chairman Collins began his service on the Board of Trustees in 2020 and was elected chair in August. That was the same time that I came in as the new president. He had previously served 3 terms on the FSU Foundation Board of Trustees and chaired the foundation's investment and development committees. He also served on the executive committee of the Florida State University College of Business Board of Governors. A 2-time Florida State alum, Peter earned his bachelor's degree in finance in 1992 and an MBA in 1997. This fall, he was inducted to the Florida State University College of Business Alumni Hall of Fame. In his induction speech, he said, if I had to wake up every day like it was the first day at FSU, I'd be okay with that. He also recently spoke at a student event at the business school and gave the students this advice. The secret to success is that you can't cut corners. You must work really hard at it every single day. Chairman Collins continues to work exceedingly hard on behalf of Florida State University every single day. And he does so as a friend, an alum, volunteer, and along with his wife, Jennifer, as a generous donor, is committed to this university's continued rise to preeminence. I think it's fair to say there may be no better Knoll than Peter Collins. Please join me in welcoming Chairman Peter Collins.
Thank you very much. President McCullough, Provost Clark, deans, members of the faculty, family and friends, and most importantly, the class of 2022. It is indeed an honor for me to be here today. It's been almost 30 years ago to the day that I graduated from FSU on this same stage. I remember the relief of sitting in those chairs, and I was so grateful that I was never going to sit in another class again in my life. We didn't do Zoom back then, but I'm sure I wouldn't have wanted to sit through another Zoom class either. I do remember a few things from my graduation day. I remember that I didn't get much sleep the night before. I remember I had a serious girlfriend who's now my wife and here today. And I remember having my parents and some family here. I also remember when we walked in over that way, my best friend and I walked in together, and as we were walking in, he whispered over to me, he said, I failed my last final, I'm not really graduating. True story. I'm sure none of you all have that today. I remember nothing else from my graduation and certainly don't remember my commencement speaker, so I won't take offense if you don't recall me or this speech. I've been looking forward to this day for the last 4 years, probably as much as or more than any of you. Like all of you out there today, this is a special day in our family because amongst you, in his cap and gown, is my son, who will be walking across the same stage that I did with the same finance degree. He didn't want me to talk about him and certainly didn't want me to call him out by name, which I totally get. However, I'm going to take dad prerogative here and tell him on behalf of his mom, his sisters, his grandparents, aunts and uncles, and cousins who are here today that we love you and are so proud of you. I also want to tell him that all the arguing over what his major was going to be, where and who he was going with on spring break trips, why in the world he would want to move into the fraternity house as a senior, I sort of get that, or how hard he was working to actually get a job after graduation. All that's over now. Fellow parents and family members of the class of 2022, in case these graduates haven't thanked you for all the arguments or any of the troubles over the last 4 years, let's see if we can't get that taken care of right now. Students, this is where on the count of 3, you're going to yell, thank you. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Come on, we can do better than that. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. And now on the count. And now on the count of 3, parents and family, we're going to say, you're welcome. 1, 2, 3. You're welcome. They killed you guys. Just killed you guys. Now that we have that out of the way, I've got just a few things that I think you should consider as you leave FSU. I promise it's not a long list. I want to get to the after party just as quickly as you do. So without further delay, when I was in middle school, I read Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich. Before all of you new graduates out there tell me how misguided I am or start tweeting how ridiculous it is that I talk about being rich, let me remind you that this is the business school graduation. If you're here by mistake, the College of Arts and Sciences graduation is tonight at 7 p.m. in the same spot. I can guarantee you their commencement speaker will not be quoting from Think and Grow Rich. I would also say that life and growing rich is more than just about money. Growing rich in family, growing rich in experiences, growing rich in friendships, and growing rich in your faith are equally important. That said, it is a fact that money makes some of that easier. I've read this book several times and have pages dog-eared and passages highlighted. It's like a personal self-help guru that I go back to from time to time. It holds many great stories, thoughts, and ideas, and I recommend it so much so that if you send an email with your name and address to alumni@business.fsu.edu, I will give the first 200 of you who email a free copy. Just put free book in the subject line. It's alumni@business.fsu.edu. The book was published in 1937, so you probably won't be familiar with some of the references, but the messages in the book are timeless. There are 2 quotes in that book that stood out to me so much that I copied them by hand and taped them to the mirror in my bathroom. Those sayings stayed on that mirror all through high school, and I've carried them on my head ever since. The first is, if you give up before your goal has been reached, you are a quitter. That seems pretty obvious to us older people, but I'm sure some in the audience would say calling someone a quitter is some sort of microaggression. But that's the whole point. No one wants to be called a quitter because we instantly know how we view that word. The fact is, though, if you give up before your goal has been reached, you quit. And if you quit, you're a quitter. Whatever your dreams or aspirations are in life from this point forward, you will never reach them if you quit. Other people may influence you to quit. Circumstances may make it extremely difficult to accomplish your goals, and life in general will absolutely try to impede your progress. However, you alone are responsible for your effort. The great news is that none of you here today are quitters. As you look around now, as you walk across this stage, take pride in what it took to get you there, and that you didn't quit when things got difficult. Some of you are here today against all odds. Some of you have gone through significant events that would have derailed almost anyone. Let your pride embolden you as you move on to the next phase in your life. Let your pride keep you from quitting in the years ahead when you will most certainly encounter strife. Perhaps most importantly, every day for the rest of your life, you will see others struggle. Consider helping them as they contemplate quitting. Those that don't quit can be great, but those that don't quit and help others achieve are truly remarkable. You will likely be very disappointed to see just how little others truly care about your success in the years ahead. Don't quit on being better than that to those around you. My second quote from the book is this: every person who succeeds in any undertaking must be willing to cut all sources of retreat. Only by doing so can one be sure of maintaining that state of mind known as a burning desire to win, essential to success. This is a very powerful thought. I've struggled with this in my entire career, and even more so as I had more and more to lose by taking risks. You've all heard the quote that nothing good comes easy. Well, nothing great comes without great risk or sacrifice. Not everyone just wins the lottery. How far are each of us willing to go? How uncomfortable are we willing to be? And what risks are we willing to take in order to achieve great success? I'll tell you a quick personal story. I was about 32, 33. I was working for a venture capital firm, had a great job. My wife and I had 3 kids, and we were doing okay. Most people would have loved that position. But I found that I just wasn't really happy because I wasn't being my own boss and I wasn't really doing things the way that I thought that they should be done. And so I worked for the next few months on an idea to start my own firm, start my own private equity fund. And I spent about 6 months on it and came home from a business trip one day and I sat down with my wife and I started to tell her this story. I said, you know, I'm really sort of unhappy with my job. I really think I can do more. I think I can be better. I think I can, really build something. We're going to live off savings. I'm going to quit my job. And for the next year and a half, I'm going to work really hard at this. And I'm in the middle of this pitch and my wife starts to cry. And I'm thinking, well, I'm crushing this speech to her. Why is she crying? And I said, what's the matter? And she said, I'm pregnant. And that's when I found out we were having our 4th child. But that was a seminal moment in my life because I could have stopped. I could have said, yeah, I got to stay at my job. It's safe. I'm going to have 4 kids. But it was something that I really wanted to do. And so I quit. And that year and a half I spent is the hardest I've ever worked in my life. But it's the most fun I've ever had, and it's the reason why I'm standing up here today. So you have to cut all sources of retreat if you want to truly be successful. Some of you will. Some of you are going to be incredible. But some of you are going to take the safe path. And that's fine. But if you want to truly be great, think about cutting all sources of retreat. My last quote I'm going to share today that has meant a lot to me is from an unknown author. It's a little dark, but it goes like this. When you die, somebody's got an Amber Alert. My phone's going off in my pocket. We'll let the Amber Alert go by. Maybe we'll put it up on the screen. The last quote is, when you die, your spirit lives on to think about all of the things you didn't accomplish in your life. I'm not opining on whether this really happens after death, and I hope none of us find out for a long time. I like it because it reminds me of the pain of regret. I hate regret. Regret is that nagging feeling that you should have done something differently or just been better in a particular moment. Regret lingers, and it can be paralyzing. All of us here today have some regrets in life. Things we could have handled differently, tweets we shouldn't have posted, texts or emails we should have waited a few hours before we pushed the send button, Instagram pictures we shouldn't have posted. Maybe we just weren't kind to someone. Regret is also about hindsight, though. With hindsight, all of us would have done some things differently. The entire world would be a better place if we could go back and make different decisions with the benefit of understanding what those decisions would lead to. Unfortunately, we don't have the benefit of hindsight in real time, so as I've grown older, I've also focused on forgiveness, forgiving myself and forgiving others. There are no perfect people in the world, so then why are most of us so quick to judge people when they make a mistake? Why do we cancel people who weren't absolutely perfect in a particular moment in time? Why do we have so little respect for each other that we would rather tear someone down than lift them up? Forgive people for their shortcomings, because you will absolutely have yours and you will crave forgiveness. As humans, I truly believe we're capable of much more than the least common denominator that screams the loudest on social media. So 3 simple messages. Don't quit, take risks, and stay away from regret. Finally, you like that word, right? Finally. Finally, I'd like to say something about giving back. Specifically, I'd like to talk to you about giving back to FSU. You are now forever tied to Florida State University. You are Seminoles for life. There are hundreds of thousands of alumni who have come before you, and today we have approximately 380,000 living alumni that you're going to be joining. Whatever our individual experiences were at FSU, they are what bind us all as Seminoles. Those experiences are what make us love FSU. Sitting in your seat, I had no clue about giving back to others, and I didn't really care much about anything outside of my car, my apartment, my girlfriend, and my job. I was just focused on working hard and making money. I was also so focused on getting out of here that the last thing in my mind was giving back. If I could go back and sit next to 30-year-ago me, I would tell him that making a positive impact is more important in life than accumulating stuff. We have made unbelievable strides at Florida State in the past 5 years. We've gone from the 44th to the 19th ranked public university in the country. You are the most highly ranked incoming class of graduates in the history of FSU. You had the highest high school GPAs, highest SAT and ACT scores, and most of you here today were in the top 10% of your high school graduating class. You're an impressive group. Impressive group. For the upcoming fall semester, though, we had almost 80,000 applications for 6,200 spots, making it the most competitive admissions process ever in the history of Florida State. It was the fourth year in a row that we had more applications than any other university in Florida. The students coming behind you have higher GPAs than you did, higher test scores than you did, and most were in the top 8% of their high school class. With all of our ranking improvement, with all of our impressive student credentials, and with all of our success, we are falling woefully short as alumni of helping to continue this trajectory for our university. As I said before, we have approximately 380,000 living alumni. Less than 5% of our alumni are members of the Alumni Association. Less than 5%. Less than 3% of our alumni donate to the Seminole Boosters. Less than 15% of all of our alumni donate to FSU. And I'm not talking about people donating at a certain level. I'm saying that less than 15% of our alumni give at least $1. We are attracting the best students and graduates we've ever had. But if things hold the same, we are going to lose 35% of you, or 85% of you, the day after you graduate. We're capable of so much more, but we need more people in the boat rowing. I'm going to see if you and I can start here today to make a change. At the end of my speech, they're going to put up a QR code on the screens to donate to the College of Business. There are 1,340 graduates in the business school this year. To get to $2,022, each of you would have to give $1.50. For every one of you that gives $1.50, a group of business school alumni are going to pay your membership fee and enroll you in the Alumni Association. $1.50 and you're in the Alumni Association. This is the most important initial step you can take to stay in touch with the university. The second most important step is to find something to get involved with at the university in the next few years and volunteer your time. There are countless alumni that are involved in programs all across the university, like the CARES program, the food pantry, and several programs in the College of Business. Find something that interests you, and at the right time, re-engage with the university. I promise that you won't regret it. They're going to put up the QR code now, so get your phones out. Give $1.50, and I hope we can enroll all of you in the Alumni Association. And I hope you will continue to give $1 or $2 or $5 in the years ahead. It all matters. I'm humbled and thankful for the honor to speak to you today, and I appreciate your patience as I've stood between you and your diploma. I wish each and every one of you great success and happiness in life. I hope you come back to FSU often, you get involved, and who knows, one day even watch your own children graduate from FSU. Go Noles.
Thank you, Peter. It's awesome.
Before we begin with the conferral of academic degrees, please remember that anyone who must leave early is asked to do so quickly and quietly so that others are able to see their graduates walk without interruption. I also want to remind our graduates to bring your yellow name cards to the stage when you come forward. You will note that we have provided hand sanitizer as you approach the stage, and while we encourage you to use this, be certain to protect that card from the moisture so that your name remains legible.
And now for the main event, the conferral of academic degrees. For the conferral of doctorate degrees, I recognize the Dean of the Graduate School, Dr. Mark Riley.
Will the candidates for doctoral degrees please rise? Mr. President, I have the honor on behalf of the graduate faculty of the Florida State University to present the candidates for the doctoral degree.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Florida Board of Governors and the Florida State University Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon each of you the appropriate doctoral degree for which you have qualified. We extend our heartiest congratulations. You may be seated. Now that the doctoral degrees have been conferred, will the recipients please come forward to be recognized?
Will Dean Michael Hartline of the College of Business please come forward? Spencer Carl Barnes. Brandon James Mendez.
For the conferral of the master's degree, I again recognize Dean Mark Riley from the Graduate School.
Will the candidates for the master's and specialist degrees please rise? Mr. President, I have the honor on behalf of the graduate faculty of Florida State University to present the candidates for the master's and specialist degrees.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Florida Board of Governors and the Florida State University Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the appropriate degree for which you have qualified, whether master's or specialist. We extend our heartiest and sincere congratulations. Thank you. You may be seated. Now that the master's and specialist degrees have been conferred, will the recipients please come forward and be recognized?
Will Dean Michael Hartline of the College of Business please come forward? Luis Felipe Aguirre, Piersilvio Amadou, Tanner Joseph Andres, Chloe Madison Athan, Davis Scott Atkinson, Riley Avery, Kevin Asnar, Conrad Balbin, Kavika Kimokio Southern Baraban, Dalton Charles Beard, Parker Bierman, Caroline Dolores Bing, William Morrison Bohr, Nicholas Robert Bottomley, Alex Brian Boyd, Tristan James Bracken, Adam Christian Briggs, James Houston Brooks, Natalie Elizabeth Brew, Caroline Grace Brummer, Janisa Cabrera, Shania Kennecrat Caldwell, Kobe Albert Card, Lauren Cassio, Jarrett Bruce Cathcart, Alexis Michelle Chambers, Michael Christensen, Nicole Teresa Coffey, Brittany J. Collins, Garrett Oliver Core, Alexandra Michelle Cox, Samantha Raylyn Crace, Christopher Gabriel Cruz, Candace Jessica Curcio, Amber Dames, Cole Stevenson Davis, Sydney Claire Dawson, Dimitri Thomas Dellis, Rodrigo Diego, Gabrielle Ariananta Dolan, Luis Oswaldo Dominguez, Allison Catherine Dooling, Shauna D. Drumming, Chase Lane Feldman, Brittany Lauren Feinerman, Emily Marie Foose, Stephen Joseph Foran, Annalise Garcia, Jackson McLean Garnett, Xavier Durance Galden, Matthew Larry Geis, Alexandra Nicole Gilbert, Sean Patrick Gildia, Erin Marie Groves, Matthew F. Hayter, Michael B. Halbrook, Cassidy Lynn Hansen, Daniel Homer Harkins, Jamie K. Harshman, Leon David Healy, Kevin Steve Hodgson, Cassidy Marie Hopkins, Mallory Grace Hoopert, Jared Russell Hurst, Natalie Grace Irwin, Rosemary Isham, Aaron Michael Johnson, Cameron Reza Karamapur, James Patrick Kelly, Nick Kennington, Joseph Andrew Ketchum, Mackenzie Hope King, Nathan Michael Cotlin, Brianna Marie Lacera, Hannah Latchman, Jared Lawrence, Maxwell James Lindsley, Lori Yolita Lusant, Elizabeth Reed Lundgren, Veronica Marin, Kirsten Nicole Marsh, Elizabeth Page Massengale, Victoria Nicole Medina, Amand Galogli Minton, Emily Marie Mitchell, Catherine Eileen Mullica, Dave Mumpremier, Taylor Scott Montroy, Daniel Joseph Munzer, Michael Patrick Murphy, Jewel Narira Ganatuni, Michael Notman, Mark Allen Novus, Cameron Obrachta, Alexander M. Orphanides, Julie E. Painter, Isabella de Aguiar Palmera, Jeremy Todd Parrott, Bond Padrake Pukert, Julia Marie Phillips, Keith J. Pick, Ethan Charles Planson, Katie Pollard, Ryan Andrew Rabinowitz, Marissa Lynn Ramos, Menon Reeves, Owen Hamp Register, Paxton Michael Rhodes, Jack Thomas Rizzo, Brittany Rock, Angela Rodriguez, Dominique Rodriguez, Rubens Jose Rodriguez Becerra, Alexandra Celeste Romanello, Alyssa Ann Rudd, David Henry Reiber, Sean Philip Scruggs, Sydney K. Sharp, Liani Paula Sharp, Izan Naeem Sheikh, Johnny Elise Shell, Austin Charles Shook, Jonathan Mark Shukavage, Yeli Sidibe, Alexander Javier Signori, Marisa Teresa Simon Candinedo, Stephen Adam Smith, Parker Robert Spence, Chase Anthony Staley, Patrick Lewis Stevens, Cassidy Voigt Stucker, Alexander Preston Stuckey III, Sarah Suber, Alexander James Seriano, Samantha Therese Swift, Megan Tayar, Nakash Tejpal, Matthew Timothy Tooker, Daniel Sean Ulmer Jr., Lauren Alexis Viverberg, Matthew Daniel Williams, Daniela Elizabeth Wong Kwan, Katrina Marie Euro, Michael Richard Zerby, Sarah Ann Zorabedian, Marissa Brown Davis, Emily N. Frazee, and Natalie Ann Buziniski.
I now recognize Dean Joe O'Shea for the conferral of the bachelor's degrees.
All right. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree please rise? Mr. President, I have the honor on behalf of the faculty of Florida State University to present these candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Florida Board of Governors and the Florida State University Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the appropriate degree for which you have qualified, the Bachelor of Science. We extend to you our sincere and most hearty congratulations. You may now change your tassels from right to left. Now that the bachelor's degrees have been conferred, will the candidates please come forward so we may recognize and congratulate you individually.
Dean Michael Hartline of the College of Business, please come forward. Your hand ready? Kiyoki Abasio, Mira Zayad Abulaban, Paige T. Adamson, Sebastian Aguilar, Meet Bawant Ahir, Robin Himant Ahir, Olivia Christine Alba, Emily Grace Albert, Jose A. Alfonso, Michael Kieran Ali, Janie Catherine Allen, Waldemar Avira III, Chimitli Ali, Jorge Daniel Amador, Jr., Ryan Jeffrey Andrews, Rebecca Antiner, Andrea Bruzois Alakela, Austin James Apap Bologna, Brandon Luis Arana, Maria Lourdes Archer, Joaquin Sean Eris Newton, Arturo Rafael Arredondo, Alec J. Arizrieta, Samuel Austin Ash, Ezequiel Asis, Piero Farsha Atachao, Amelia Nicole Atala, Samuel James Atchison, Caleb Xavier Austria Etheridge, Natalie Grace Avila, Violeta de Los Angeles Ayala Otero, Vanessa Nicole Bahamondes, James Johan Bailey, Anna Katarina Balzer, Jake Brendan Robert Banks, Jared Michael Alec Banks, Daniel Hector Barberio, Brian Antonio Barclay, Savannah Linnell Barr, Camila Andrea Barraza, Hunter William Barrett, Madison Taylor Barse, Andrew Bartek, Kaylee Nicole Bartik, Alexander M. Bass, Terrell Dwayne Bass, Brian Decker Bauer, Jessica Taylor Beesom, Alicia Valentina Behrens, Christina Benko, Matthew Alexander Bermudez, Taylor Bennett, Haley Ann Berger, Zoe Elizabeth Berguez, Ethan Michael Bernstein, Zachary David Bernstein, Emma Lynette Barrier, Caitlin Ann Bisou, Luciano Bitoki, Samuel Jeffrey Bialzak, Justin Patrick Biella, Shayna Lynn Biggerman, Chase Billingsley, Avery Bills, Christian Daniel Biondi, Luke Herman Beiser, Kayla Jean Blake, Sarah Blanco, Nathan James Bletch, Michael Benjamin Blyer, Brent Austin Bogan, Garrett K. Valowich, Blake Bernard Bolster, Emma Violet Book, Alec Andres Borbola, Orly Borsa, Jesus Antonio Boskin Sr., Jason Botwinick, Adam Busquita, Jessica Lee Bowes, Damian James Boyle, Julia Brooke Brassey, Matthew James Bradford, Adriana Louise Bradley, Madeline Elizabeth Bradley, Taylor Christy Bradnick, Kyle Joseph Brady, Alexandra Valentina Brand, Samuel Resnor Braun, Diego Bravo, Grace Patricia Brennan, Allison Claire Bruglio, Olivia Lynn Brock, Benjamin Broidus, Alyssa Faith Broom, Evan Michael Brosnan, Jacob Samuel Brown, Sarah Kate Brown, Sydney A. Bruin, Caitlin Marie Bruno, Nicholas McNeil Bryan, Kiva Bryant, Shelby Marie Buchanan, William Harrison Bunn, Jonathan Brooks Bunner, Michael Anthony Guanadana, Jessica Michelle Burke, Jake Frazier Burnett, Noah James Burnham, Robert Reed Burrow, Bailey Teresa Butler, Macy Lynn Butts, Joseph Bai, Parker Kennedy Byers, Jose Antonio Caceres, Saviana Calderon, Nicholas William Calorio, Alexander Scott Cameron, Emma Christine Cameron, Brendan George Campbell, Chloe Maria Cannon, Mackenzie Taylor Capo, Andrew Manley Capeller, Arnold Kennedy Cardona Flores, Caroline Elizabeth Carlisle, Valeria Mercedes Carrillo, Gabriela Avis Caruso, Sebastian Santo Carvajal, Zachary Casio, Gabrielle Otto Castiello, Carly Jacqueline Caterbone, Jordan Elijah Saleri, Juliana Josephine Cerboni, Uma Shirley Cervantes Arvizu, Thomas Coe Chatelaine, Charles Chow, Darren Chin, Ashley L. Kyron, Miles Alexander Choice, Jessica Marie Christensen, Carlin Chung, Catherine Taylor Chung, Autumn Ives Churchill, Riley Elizabeth Sabelli, Dominic Anthony Sierro, Christina Marie Clark, Jacob Tyler Clark, Matthew K. Clark, Zoe Clark, Dante P. Claudier, Jordan Renee Cobb, Madison Elizabeth Kofer, Maddie Coffey, Addison Catherine Coggins, Caden Imre Cohen, Chase Matthew Cohn, Erica Nicole Colbert, Ryan Christopher Colbert, Paige Elaine Coleman, Douglas Guillermo Colina Jr., Nolan Michael College, Brett Everett Collier, Carter Timothy Collins, Samuel Joaquin Collins, Shelby Collins, Adriana Patricia Colon, Ariel Sober Camelis, Carly Jane Cohn, Victoria Chalmers Cohn, Anthony Christopher Conley, Marissa Elizabeth Connor, Claire Elizabeth Connor, Rogelio Ramon Consuegra, Jacqueline Christine Copley, Dylan Matthew Corbin, Antonio Nicholas Cordovez, Cullen Corish, Manuela Correa, Ryan Corrigan, Gavin Hook Cosgrave, Lucas Joseph Cote, Kiana Lorraine Cothran, Crystal Marie Cuso, Chloe Renee Covington, Joseph Alexander Cavone, Chris Cox, Jake Cox, Athena Bella Cruz, Curtis Jacob Kreider Jr., Brandon Keith Cromwell, Javier Alexander Cuenca, Ronald Anthony Cuervo Jr., Cole Cumbest, McKee Cuso Williams, Keith Martin Cuba, Marcos Alejandro Dejeur, Matthew W. D'Alessandro, Alyssa Rose D'Amelio, Drew Harvey Daniels, Glenn Michael Daniels, Aiden Grace Deanna, Ricardo Pereira Das Neves Jr., Kyle Austin Davidoff, Carrie Lynn Davila, Mackenzie Ann Davis, Peyton Elizabeth Davis, Preston Gabrielle Davis Garcia, Robert Dawson, Callista Kelly Deal, Ian Fitzgerald Deal, Andrew J. Dean, Christian Gabrielle Dean, Peyton Elizabeth Dean, Brooke Lee Deering, Taylor Ann Deering, Edward Henry DeGrelling, Ana Sofia de la Pedraja, Nicholas Brian Del Castillo, Riley Elizabeth Del Guidas, Anthony De Elia, Paloma Maria Del Pino, Nicholas John De Micheli, Max Muller Mello De Mura, Andrew Christopher De Moya, Dabney Rose Dennis, Zachary Lewis Denson, Daniel Charles Dentinger, Jack Barnes De Filippo, Alyssa Josephine De Ciato, Marie France De Sur, Sarah May Desjarles, Michael David Desroches, Tyler Duong Do, Grant Knowlton Dobbs, Renee Toshon Dobson, Christian Ramon DeCobo, Stephanie Dodson, Irene Dominique, Eli Calvin Dorman, Christina Marie Doughty, Catherine Alexandra Dowdy, Matthew Philip Dugan, Brian Michael Duke, Sarah Marie Dukes, James Edward Durda III, Anna H. Durham, Sarah Tate Kathleen Durling, Andrew Michael Dutt, Summer M. Eades, Jordan Jennings Edney, Cassandra Lauren Egas, Kendra Eichelberger, Fabio Ilia, Mark Andrew Engelman, Austin Connor Eppel, Sebastian Espinel, Claudia Del Pilar Estevez Pardo, Jordan Simon Faber, Kristen Nicole Facklum, Brooke Elizabeth Fairchild, Brian Antonio Falzoy, Cade Michael Farn, Julia Snow Fasano, Christopher Harper Fata, Armando Demetrius Fauci Smith, Chelsea Brianna Finnemore, Kyle Finema, Trayton Donovan Finsky, Ryan Fenton, Mary Lauren Fentress, Hannah Gabriella Ferguson, Letitia Fernandez Bugarin, Claire Elizabeth Fernandez, Gabrielle Javier Fernandez, Isabella Sofia Fernandez, Nicole Marie Fernandez, Dylan Jacob Ferrente, Mitchell Patrick Ferris, Bianca Rose Fertig, Ariel Jade Fetty, Robert Anthony Figueroa, Danielle Jamie Finella, Preston Thomas Finster, Sarah Michelle Fisher, Wilson Scott Fisher, Claudia Isabel Fitz, Colin Patrick Fitzgerald, Cameron Matthew Fleury, Riley Jacqueline Fogarty, Isabella Nicole Fonseca, Austin Troy Ford, Connor Edward Ford, Catherine Hilara Jean Ford, Kennedy Colin Fox, Rebecca Drew Frucassi, Catherine Elizabeth Freihofer, Mikey Fudeloff, Ryan Gregory First, Logan Scott Gaddy, Marista Francis Galanos, Brendan Charles Gallagher, Juan Esteban Gallego, Hayden Andrew Galina, Sabrina Garbalato, Kelly Ann Garchitorina, Hugo Rene Garcia, Nicholas Jesus Garcia, Carlos Garcia Del Rio, Seth Benjamin Garfield, Chase Foster Garrick, Ansley Scott Gassaway, Evan Daniel Gates, James Eugene Gay, Skylar Georges, Danielle Renee Gibson, Courtney Lee Gifford, Nicholas Hayden Gillespie, Patrick Sean Gilligan, Tyler Joshua Ginn, Eliana Genie, Danielle Peters Glennon, Nora Whitney Goodixon, Troy Connor Gowen, Lindsay Jules Goldberg, Blake Ellis Golden, Sarah Goldsmith, Ryan Stewart Goldstein, Taylor Marie Golemi, Max David Gonzalez, Mia Gonzalez, Jordan Isaiah Goodrum, Michelle Nicole Goodwin, Daniel Robert Gordon, Chloe Danielle Gosson, Haley Lynn Graham, Jack Brian Graham, Jack Paul Graham, Kylie Rose Graham, Paris Grace Graham, Laura Patricia Granados, Andrew Wilson Granger, Kyler Stephen Gray, Tyler Alexander Gray, Ryan Nathan Greck, Jahan Fadera Green, Grace Joan Gregory, Gabriella Ann Grodman, Jake Gross, Gannon Paul Gruber, Danielle Lauren Gunther, Peyton Grace Geary, Christopher Emmanuel Gulino, Alec George Gutierrez, Alan Joel Gutman, Drew M. Guy, Elizabeth Gushman, Riley Scott Hefel, Jackson Lee Hagan, Taylor Leanne Hagee, Emma Shea Halson, Cole Reggie Halpin, Andrew Michael Hamilton, Sky Arden Hamilton, Lauren Nicole Hancock, Greer Bailey Hannigan, John Christopher Hannon, Haley Catherine Hensley, Faith Elizabeth Harmon, Jacob Dylan Harms, Grace Elizabeth Harper, Maggie Harris, Maya Harris, Marin Faye Harris Jones, Alera Irene Harrison, Jake Everett Harrison, Oliver Rupert Hart, Maxwell Garfield Hartle, Tristan R. Harvard, Jada Evelyn Harvin, Tori Roxanne Harvin, Paul Floyd Hassel, Amy Rebecca Hastings, Matthew Hauptman, Cameron Alexis Hay, Evan Christopher Hayes, Haley Elizabeth Erlene Hayes, Tyra Denise Hayes, Alyssa Taylor Haygood, Abigail K. Hasey, Joseph Hegarty, Kevin Killian Hearn, Robert Michael Height, Sarah Louise Heineke, Eric William Heinrich, Ethan Hines, Samantha Michelle Held, Taylor Grace Henderson, Morgan Alexis Henry, Kristen Carol Henschel, Brian Hernandez, Gabrielle Alexander Hernandez, Matthew Hernandez, Nick Alexander Hernandez, Noah Edmund Hernandez, Glenda Herrera, Annette Marie Herring, David Edward Heil, Jerry Clinton Hickman III, Cameron Scott Hicks, Marissa Noel Hicks, Sarah Haley Hicks. Madison Duval Hires. Jessica Ann Hill. Caroline Catherine Hicks. Jessica Nicole Hobkirk. Madison Courtney Hodge. Charles Joseph Hoffman. Quentin Ray Hoggard. Christopher James Hoagie. Hannah Ellen Hole. Will Michael Holland. Benjamin Hirsch Horn. Vanessa I. Horsa. Emily Nicole Howell. Lauren Hughes. Dawson Stanley Hume. Caleb Anthony Hussein. Finley Paige Hutchinson. Darby Rose Hyde. Isabel Drew Hyman. Tori Lynn Akabachi. Jake Christopher Agavello. Amanda Page Impagliazzo. Anthony Joseph Insena. Joshua Ishtak. Annika Brooke Jacobs. Harshita Pradeep Jadhav. Joseph Dean Jager. Daniel Yaramillo. Nandi Rita Kirsten Jean-Francois. Brooke Elizabeth Johnson. Lanaria Dominique Johnson. Bailey Rose Jones. Kobe Mariella Jones. Madison Ashley Jones. Brianna Claiborne Joseph. Matthew Julian. Catherine Elizabeth Jewell. Kathleen Lillian Cachello. Jacob Daniel Cadence. Alexis T. Khan. Amanda Morgan Khan. Juliana Lobo Kaiser. Garen Callender. Cynthia Ann Kamen. Katie Marie Kemrowski. Mary Kennedy. Sarah Nicole Kane. Maria Anastasia Cantunas. Ari Benjamin Kaplan. Matthew Robert Kasitz. Jacob James Call. Mark Andrew Kay. Alexis Nicole Keelan. Patrick Joseph Keenan. Aaron J. Kime. Zara Mariam Kelleher. Davis Richard Kelly. Haley Marie Kelchian. Graham Philip Kelly. Joshua Luke Kendrick. Madison Lee Kennard. Emma Alexis Kerr. Shayna Cassidy Kimbraj Singh. Catherine Rose Kibbe. Anna Elizabeth Keel. Patrick Sean Kiley. Ryan Patrick Kilcourse. Desiree Marie King. Erin Jessica King. Nicole Denise King. William Alton King. Christina Kingsley. Cameron Allen Kitchener. Lauren Roberta Clersey. Amber Lee Knowles. Henry Angus McKinnon Knowles III. Kiana Teresa Knowles. Ariana Jeanette Conke. Blake Colano. Kevin Martin Corin. Isabella Chan Kosoff. Caden Rice Kovach. Andrew Thomas Krupa. Emily Rachel LaCour. Lauren LaFond. Sabrina Nicole Lagan. Jameson Ann Lake. Caitlin Dawn Landolfa. Charles Landry. Bailey Thomas Lang. Wallace Ivy Langus. Michelle LaPlante. Leah Christine Laskowski. Adam Nathaniel Lassiter. Preston Thomas Long. Benjamin Phil Lawrence. Michael P. Lawrence. William Joseph Lawrence, Sean Layton, Alexander George Lascano, Amanda Lena Lazara, Christopher Joseph LaBouffe, Kenneth James Letty, Emily Elizabeth LeMasters, Carmel Leon, Ian Christopher Leonard, John Alexander Leonard, Bryce Gregory Levy, Hope Michaela Llewellyn, Avery Danielle Lewis, Michael M. Lewis, William Drew Lewis, Matthew Lawrence Liano, Anthony Joseph Lamoro, Ariel Alberto Linares, Lauren A. Lindahl, Justin Michael Lindholm, Valentine Amar Lindsay, Lara Isabella Litton, Kelly Liu, William Rodney Lloyd, Allison Nicole Long, Andres Jesus Lopez, Matthew Lopez, Jean-Philippe Francois Lopez-Letts, Eric Laura, Eric Joseph Lorenzo, Gabriel Andre Lauren, Christopher Lubens Lormios, Zachary James Loudon, Sidney Blair Lubitkin, Matthew Aram Lundequam, Ian Lunsford, Brett Michael Lusardi, Joshua Lutz, William Davis Lynch, Hannah Danielle Lynn, Nathaniel Banks Lyons, Jack Douglas McPhee, Olivia Lauren Maddox, Anthony Dominic Ma Jr., Brianna Lynn Mahoney, Karina Mai, Amelia G. Mangot, Scott Edward Malcolm, Raina Lynn Malecki, Austin Ray Malone, Jack Michael Malone, Nicholas Michael Manna, Marley Caitlin Manquito, Lauren Chantal Manor, Max Manning, Madeline Bryce Manwaring, Anthony Paul Marco III, John Taylor Mariconda, Brianna L. Marinelli, Gina Marie Marlowe, Cameron Liam Martin, Kylie Marie Martin, Alexa Sophia Martinez, Robert Alexander Martinez, Alberto Martinez de Arredondo Malera, Jeffrey Ryan Martini, Henri Martins, Kimberly Ann Marvin, Marissa Nicole Massari, Claire Michelle Masta, Donald James Mastriani, Michael Octavio Matamoros, Philip Mazie, Hayden Joseph Mazuko, Bailey Alexandra McBroom, Benjamin Alexander McAllister, David John McCarthy, Patrick James McCarthy, Madison Reed McClure, Claire Jane McColgan, Sydney Taylor McDonald, Nicholas Alexander McFadden, Jared Lee McFarland, Robert Allen McGee, Cole Jameson McGuire, Sierra Nicole McKenzie, Savannah Claire McKinney, Julia Catherine McLaughlin, Caitlin Marie McClendon, Carson McLeod, Cameron Kenneth McPherson, Armando Michael Medina, Joseph Patrick Medina Jr., Holly Meggs, Christopher Earl Meisner, Sabrina Marie Meja, Todd Leonard Melgard, Isabella Celeste Mendoza, Kevin Leoveris Mendez, Tomas Manuel Mendoza, Nicholas Fujihara Mena Barreto, Kayla Rose McCure, Olivia Rachel Miranda, Samuel Christopher Merriam, Anna Metz, Anthony James Mihalich, William Marshall Mihalich, Tyler Joseph Mixon, Evan Gregory Miller, Hope Miller, Jada Nicole Miller, Jamie C. Miller, Keith Raymond Miller III, Winabuda Claudine Manungu, Mason Charles Mishler, Anik Mitchell, Tanner Mitchell, Jaden Peter Mohun, Maria Victoria Molina, Lisette Christina Mon, Michelle Moncayo Chiraboga, Aditi Mandal, Taylor Erica Mont, Maria Clara Montero Fonseca, Bailey Milton Montgomery, Devin Robinson Moore, Gila Moraes, Irvin Jonathan Morales, Jonathan George Morcos, David Moore, Max Moreno, Emily Jean Morgan, Joshua Morgan Paul, Kaylee Lynn Morris, Chandler Christian Moss, Jake Richard Mossing, Garrett Charles Million, Charles Gavin Mott Smith, Thomas Nicholas Mowers, Vanessa Moyers, Allison Ann Muckerman, Jonathan Kwong Hayes Muge, Sharia Mukharya, Ethan J. Muncan, Kevin Michael Munder Jr., Simbareshi Murimwa, Caitlin Rose Murnane, Alexandra Nicole Murray, Garrett Michael Murray, Taylor Murray, William Musselman, Daniel Roland Nabert, Nicholas Scott Nagy, Allison Diane Narwhal, Lauren Teresa Nally, Sophia Naranjo, Crystal Narvaez, Daniel H. Nash, Alejandro Antonio Navarro, Andres Maximo Navarro, Jonathan Navarro, Ariana Kate Neely, Scott Madison Nyman, Sean Grant Nyman, Kinley Lynn Nelson, Renee Elenis Nesbitt, Catherine Grace Newcomb, Rachel Marie Newcomb, Cameron Elise Newman, Lamdan Ngak Win, Huang Win, Tiffany Min T. Win, Claudia Sophia Niento, Alexander Nieves, Allison Samantha Nomberg, Brianna Nicole Norris, Joseph David Northcott, Justin Northrup, Colin James Norton, Casey James Nuss, Sofia Daniela Nunez, Santiago Aguilas Nunez, Nicole Alejandra Nunez San Juan, Matthew Salvatore Nunziata, Gabriella Nushman Townsend, Harrison Bradley Obrecht, Abigail Nicole O'Brien, Kelly Ann O'Brien, Kieran John O'Brien, Liam Joseph O'Connell Becker, Karen Daniel O'Keefe, Connor Edward Olson, Gabriela Marie Oliveira, Dominique Sharon Olivo, Matthew Robert Okowitz, Tara Margaret Openshaw, Jim Orchard, Logan Michael Ornstein, Hunter Logan O'Rourke, James Jonathan Orr, Ava Yvonne Ortiz, Giselle Alexandra Ortiz, Sebastian Ortiz Isaacs, Megan Mary Osaski, Alexander Ostafi, Jasmine Otero, Dylan Thomas Owen, Richard Samuel Owen, Noah Michael Oxley, Dorian Andres Pedron, Matthew T. Page, Morgan Palermo, Alexa Nicole Palito, Brianna Charday Palmer, Dimitrios Monong Panagiotakos, Rachel Grace Panucci, Bianca Pardo, Christopher Daniel Paredes, Angeline Depacre Parek, Yasmin Ariane Paris, Anna Marie Parisi, Mackenzie Parr, Natalia Christina Pastor, Connor Christopher Patrick, Kirsten Denidria Patterson, Jeremy Obra Pay, Alexander Michael Pearson, Peleg Peer, Brina Ann Hellerin, Andres Perez, Daniel Harrison Perez, John Joseph Perez, Nicholas Edward Perez, Ron Persaud, William Colby Peterson, Kyle Alexander Phillips, Montgomery Fox Phillips, Margot Elizabeth Phipps, Juliette Elizabeth Pickrell, Hannah Elizabeth Pierce, Alexander Dean Pineda, Andre Pineda Guerrero, Fernanda Pinto Becerra, Vincent Michael Piro, Lawrence Donald Plant IV, Edward Mark Platts, Jalen Rose Plunkett, Morgan Scott Poirier, Griffin Michael Paulus, Nicholas Peter Polo, Angela LaShawn Poole, Isabel Angelica Porro, Peyton Renee Passell, Erica Patotsky, Parker Powell, Kendra Ann Powers, Kirsten Marie Presley, Haley Alyssa Price, Trevor Ryan Price, Julia Marie Priede, Alec Joseph Priscal, Jessica Pungitori, Alexis Nicole Querior, Fernando Antonio Chiagano, Dylan Patrick Quinn, Julia Randazzo, Rosava Rangel, Brianna Nicole Rappa, Scott Main Rash, Corey Rathburn, Charles Ray Rollerson III, Jacob Curtis Reams, Taylor C. Redderson, Andrew Redmond, Michael Evans Reese, Bryn Thomas Reese Narung, Donovan Joseph Reeves, Julia Ray Register, David Andrew Reich, Christopher Michael Riley, Virginia Harper Remington, Alejandro Rendon, Renzo Renzi II, Brianna Grace Ryer, Christina Isabel Reyes, Daniela Alexandra Reyes, Nicole Marie Reyes, Nicholas James Richards, Nicole Ricketts, James Patrick Ritzel, Joshua Russell Robinson, Kalani Roch, Anthony Robert Rodman, Daniel Nicholas Rodriguez, Joey Maximus Rodriguez, Leilani Rodriguez, Noah Matthew Rogers, Francesco Rognoni, Nicholas Rojas, Maria Paloma Roldan, Alexis Romano, Taylor N. Rosner, Olivia Faith Ross, Nina Rousseau, Riley Ann Rousseau, Delaney Renee Rowan, Sebastian Andres Rubiar, Nolan Lee Rudolph, Heather Ruggiero, Nicholas Ichiro Rule, Nicole Ruiz, Sebastian Ruiz, Emily Jane Rushnell, Connor Patrick Ryan, Kenneth Patrick Ryan, Nicholas Ryan, Brittany Lynn Say, Rebecca Michelle Sarr, Sheila St. Far, Colette St. Vilas, Jonathan Carl Saladino, German Eduardo Salazar, Lauren A. Sallow, Christian Drake Sam, Jackson Farley Samartin, Michael Jonathan Samberg, Dylan Michael Samuelson, Elisa Marie Sanchez, Jose Alejandro Sanchez, Tyler Ryan Sansoni, Camden Serafianos, Hayden Allen Sassy, Stephen Andrew Saxton, Ross Joseph Scaglione, Sydney Renee Shad, Courtney Lynn Shack, Ryan Schatz, Caden Robert Schlickenmeyer, Cameron Michael Schulhoff, Carla Mercedes Schumacher, Elizabeth Rose Shorts, Julia Grace Schwartz, Vincent Sebastiani, Sarah Elizabeth Sater, William Taylor Seib, Vanessa Cecilia Selk, Jason Andrew Sellers, Tyreek Rashad Seymour, Cameron Blake Shapiro, Natalie Adele Shea, Caroline Shin, Paula Shung Cano, Nicholas Salvatore Sicuso, Alexander Gerard Savelstri, Ashton Simon, Gabrielle Marie Simon, Connor Jordan Sinclair, Sean William Cinnamon, Jonathan William Sizemore, Augustin Hazard Smith, Connor Zane Smith, Jordan I. Smith, Peyton Hope Smith, Zachary William Smith, Mallory Ray Socher, Jacob Maurice Solomon, Sarah Luisa Braga Augusto Silva, Natalie Sorhigui, Morgan Michelle Sousa, Julia Kim Sowers, Jared Harrison Sparrow, Patrick Ray Spellisy, Noah Edward Spicer, Taylor Marie Spasato, Carson Jeffrey Sprick, Elizabeth Grace Srer, Brett Parker Stady, Lauren Marie Stanton, Parker Stasny, Jake Christopher Steele, Noah Matthew Stein, Ryan Stein, Lauren Marie Stewart, Mallory Grace Stewart, Olivia Rose Stoltenberg, Cameron Michael Strickler, Hayden Thorne Stroop, Alyssa Rose Suarez, Gabrielle A. Suarez Aguilar, Christina Suarez Soler, Alexander William Subert, Tatiana Suero, Juan Pablo Sullivan, Lexi Sumilong, Dawson Todd Susine, Zachary Scott Sutton, Matt Swanson, Gretchen Ann Swinson, Josie Adair Swope, Kelly Ann Schmansky, Hussein Tajuddin Slayman, Alyssa Marie Talbot, Kobe Keithley Talton, Nicholas Severio Tamayo, Matthew Allen Tamoni, Sierra Nicole Taylor, Ethan Garrett Taylor, Jack Brian Taylor, Makita Amina Taylor, Kyla Grace Tekalik, Caitlin Ann Terry, Zaria Raquela Theodore, Jaden Nashawn Thomas, Keith Michael Thomas, Lauren Christina Thomas, Robert Thomas, Thomas A. Thomas, Cadence L'Oreal Silagi, Gray Thompson, Maya Elizabeth Thompson, Robert Jack Thompson, Colby Rain Thackerville, Megan Marie Tilton, Shay Marie Timblin, Graham Mitchell Todoroff, Ruben Toledo Diaz, Elias Tamaris, Peyton Riley Torbeck, Lucas Toussaint, Nikki Tribley, Grant William Tunis, Rachel Turner, Jacob Samuel Yusan, Mariana Valencia, Abby Lynn Vanderwall, Lawrence Ron Van Gent, Olivia Lynn Van Petten, Caitlin Rose Varela, Michael Alberto Vasquez, Peter Joseph Vasti Jr., Ramsey Jackson Vault, Halen Velasquez, Christopher Alec Velez, Nicole Michelle Veneziano, Jessica Alicia Vergara, Jack William Vetter, Ryan Elias Vivi, William Alexander Vijant, Mauro Ignacio Vilches, Daniel Robert Velisi, Eduardo Andres Villarreal, Cheyenne Morgan Vincent, Matilda Vivera, Sabrina Isabella Viteri, Holden Daniel Wade, Cade Allen Walden, Michaela Naomi Walker, Skylar Anthony Walker, Jeremy P. Walsh, Seth Daniel Walters, Kevin Ward, Morgan Richard Wortman, Samuel Watt, Christina M. Waite, Blaine Welschlager, Emily Winsley, Kevin Kitson Werner, Allison Elizabeth West, Jackson Christopher Westbury, Olivia Griffin Wester, Zachary Arthur Whitmer, Casey Cordell Whittington, Mahari Iona White, Ashley Elizabeth Wick, Delaney Louisa Wicker Miller, Cassandra Louise Wycliffe, Eric Matthew Rick Ramasuraya, Daniel Joseph Weifels, Judith Linnell Whelan, Devin Alexander Whiteman, Max Tyler Wigato, Daniel Ronald Wilkinson, Alec Jean William, Alina Noel Williams, Brent Presley Williams, Christopher Warren Williams, Colton Blattner Williams, Janelle Williams, Judson Reeves Williams, Matthew Stewart Williams, Ben Harrison Wilmoth, Clay Matthew Wilsey, Amir N. Wilson, Gabriella Withers, Rebecca Ann Woe, Sydney Roig Woodman, Christopher Wythe Woods, Nora Woods, Griffin Warsham, Evan Dugan Wright, Craig J. Wyatt, Jade Yagur, Stephen Yang, Rebecca Ashton Yap, Eric James Yeatman, Brianna Elizabeth Young, Laura Ruth Young, Lauren Marie Zaldua, Leah Marie Therese Zymet, Anthony Jordan Zykesh, Faith Layson Zink, Amanda Megan Zubowitz, Danielle Zwirin, Jose Ignacio Colel Acosta, Jayla Michael Alejo, Connor Quinn Wolf, Jason Patrick Tuttle, Brendan Wright, James Patrick Seaton, Christian Tyler Waddell, Michael Edward Patillo Jr., Ryan Jeffrey Bixler, Kellen Long, Sophia Elizabeth Pepuski, Kimberly Austin, Brian Scott Ellig, Griffin James Burke, Gage R. Henderson, Jacob Brian Volk, Miles Joseph Sams, Khalil A. Gray, David Antonio Stevenson,
Congratulations to all of you. We are pleased to welcome you as alumni of Florida State University. As you leave Florida State, I want to remind each and every one of you that you will always be a Seminole. We want you to consider the campus your home, and I encourage you to stay in touch. On this occasion, it's appropriate for us to recognize that for most of our graduates, this day would not be possible without the assistance and support of their parents, spouses, and other members of their families. Graduates, please stand. Look at your family, loved ones, and your support groups, and salute them. Thank you. I want to thank you all for being here today, and I want to thank the people who put on these ceremonies. Thank you so much for everything you do. This is not an easy task to launch this momentous occasion. I want to end this commencement by singing of the hymn of the Garnet and Gold and the recessional. Following the recessional, we ask the graduates to exit toward the rear of the hall. The recession will be led by the platform party. The faculty, the new doctorates, will follow the words of the hymn of the Garnet and Gold on the screens above you. Please rise.
behalf of the Florida State University Alumni Association, I want to congratulate each of you as you join an extraordinary group of more than 379,000 living FSU alumni on this special day. I'm Scott Wiegand, class of 1990 and chair of the FSU Alumni Association National Board of Directors. It is an immense achievement to graduate from FSU. Your degree is invaluable and enables you to go places you cannot imagine. Use the knowledge and skills you have gained here and apply your unique talents to pursue your dreams and change the world for the better. Rise to meet each challenge with the unconquered spirit of Florida State University. The FSU Alumni Association invites you to find your home in this amazing community of alumni by joining one of our 67 clubs or chapters located across the country, or one of our 8 affinity networks, including the Young Alumni Network. Become a member of the FSU Alumni Association and gain access to networking opportunities, career resources, special events, volunteer opportunities, and so much more. Congratulations and welcome to the FSU alumni family. Go Noles!